जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय 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 प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय। श्री गुरु चरणा पद्मा केवल भक्ति सद्मा। श्री गुरु चरणा पद्मा केवल भक्ति। श्री गुरु चरणा पद्मा केवल भक्ति सद्मा। श्री गुरु चरणा पद्मा केवल भक्ति सद्मा। बंधु मुई सावधान माते बंधु मुई सावधान माते बंधु मुई सावधान माते बंधु मुई सावधान। जहर प्रसादे भर ये भवतोरिया जा। जहर प्रसादे भर ये भवतो। कृष्ण प्राप्ति हो जहाँ होते कृष्ण प्राप्ति हो जहाँ। कृष्ण प्राप्ति हो जहाँ होते कृष्ण प्राप्ति हो जहाँ होय। गुरु मुखा पद्मा वाक्या चितेत कोरिया यज्ञा। गुरु मुखा पद्मा वाक्या चितेत कोरी। आरना कोरियो माने आशा। आरना कोरियो माने आरना करियो माने आशा। आरना करियो माने। श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे युतामा गति। श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे युतामा। जे प्रसाद पूरे सर्व आशा। जे प्रसाद पूरे सर्व आशा। जे प्रसाद पूरे सर्व आशा। जे प्रसाद चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से। चक्षुदान दिलो जय चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से। चक्षुदान दिलो जय दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो, दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो, दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो, दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित। प्रेमा भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनश्यति, प्रेमा भक्ति जहाँ होते प्रेमा भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनश्यति, प्रेमा भक्ति जहाँ होते वेद गाय जहाँ रचरितो, वेद गाय वेद गाय जहाँ रचरितो, वेद गाय। श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु, श्री गुरु करुणा, श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु, श्री गुरु लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना, लोकनाथ लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना, लोकनाथ लोकेरा। आह प्रभु करो दया, देहो मोरे पाद छाया, प्रभु करो दया, देहो मोरे, आहा प्रभु करो दया, देहो मोरे पद छाया, आहा प्रभु करो दया। हे बेयास गुशु त्रिभुवाना, हे बेयास गुशु त्रिभुवान, हे बेयास गुशु त्रिभुवाना, हे बेयास गुशु त्रिभुव। श्रीला प्रभुपाद पतित पावना, श्रीला प्रभुपाद। जय प्रभुपदा, जय प्रभुपदा, जय प्रभुपदा, जय प्रभुपदा, जय प्रभुपदा, जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले, श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमः। विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे, निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे, निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Everybody, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Anita Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. श्री नाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्री श्रीमद His Divine Grace अभय चरणार वृंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की, प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड श्री गिरि गोवर्धन की, श्री वृंदावन धाम की, श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, गंगा माई की, जमुना माई की, भक्ति देवी की, तुलसी महारानी की, कलयुग पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, बृहत मृदंग ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की, ट्रांसेंडेंटल प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Would you like to read the translation? Would you like to read the translation? Yeah. Would you like to read the translation?
The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with the transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord birth after birth. From the ecstatic prema emanates by him. Ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor and the Lord and the master of the devotees. O master, be merciful unto me. Give me the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. Jai.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivara Dari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivara Dari. Yashoda Nandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yashoda Nandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivara Dari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivara Dari. Yashoda Nandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yashoda Nandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Nam Sankirtan ki jai. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Sunday Feast program on this very sunny day. Thank you for coming, and instead of enjoying a picnic in the sun, you've come here to Sunday Feast program and enjoying here with us. It's coming to temple. Picnic at the temple with a roof. So today we'll be discussing Bhagavad Gita verse 2.40. Balaji and Jaiprabhu, please come forward. Sorry, 2.41. If you can't see the board, you can either move, or also if you have on your phone, if you have a mobile device, you can go on vedabase.com and it has the entire Bhagavad Gita there, so you can read it there for yourself. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. These are big words. Vyavasayatmika buddhir Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekaha kuru nandana ekaha guru nandana Bahu Shaka Hi Anantash Cha Bahu Shaka Hi Anantash Cha Buddhayo Vyavasayaniam Buddhayo Vyavasayinam Vyavasatmika buddhir ekaha kuru nandana bahu shaka hi anantascha buddhayo vyavasinam vyavasatmika buddhir ekaha kuru nandana bahu shaka hi anantascha buddhayo vyavasainam vivasatmika buddhir ekaha kuru nandana bahu shaka hi anantascha buddhiyo vyavasayanam. Any daring volunteers?
Vyavasayatmika buddhi
Vyavasatmika buddhi
ekeha kuru nandana
ekaha kuru nandana
bahu shakha hi anantascha
bahu shaka hi anantascha
buddhayo vyavasayinam
buddhayo vyavasayinam. Vyavasatmika buddhi
Ekeha kuru nandana
ekaha kuru nandana
bahu sakha hyanandascha Buddhayo Vyavasaya Yainam. Buddhayo.
Anybody else? Okay. No one's daring enough. It's so hard words. Okay, please repeat after me. Vyavasaya Atmika. Resolute in Krishna consciousness. Buddhihi. Intelligence. Eka. Only one. Iha. In this world. Kuru Nandana. O beloved child of the Kurus. Bahu Shakaha. Having various branches. He, indeed. Anantaha. Unlimited. Cha. Also. Buddhayaha. Intelligence. Avyavasainam. Of those who are not in Krishna consciousness. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branched. Please repeat after me. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branched. Purport. A strong faith that by Krishna consciousness one will be elevated to the highest perfection of life is called Vyavasatmika, intelligence. The Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 22.62 states, Shraddha Sabda Vishwasa Kahe Shruddha Nischaya Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Kritahaya. Faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. When one is engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, he need not act in relationship to the material world with obligations to family traditions, humanity, or nationality. Fruitive activities are the engagements of one's reactions from past good or bad deeds. When one is awake in Krishna consciousness, he needs no longer endeavor for good results in his activities. When one is situated in Krishna consciousness, all activities are on the absolute plane, for they are no longer subject to dualities like good and bad. The highest perfection of Krishna consciousness is renunciation of the material conception of life. This state is automatically achieved by progressive Krishna consciousness. The resolute purpose of a person in Krishna consciousness is based on knowledge. Vasudevaha sarvam iti sa mahatma su durlabha. A person in Krishna consciousness is the rare good soul who knows perfectly that Vasudev, or Krishna, is the root of all manifested causes. As by watering the root of a tree, one automatically distributes water to the leaves and branches. So by acting in Krishna consciousness, one can render the highest service to everyone, namely self, family, society, country, humanity, etc. If Krishna is satisfied by one's actions, then everyone will be satisfied. Service in Krishna consciousness is, however, best practiced under the able guidance of a spiritual master, who is a bona fide representative of Krishna, who knows the nature of the student and who can guide him to act in Krishna consciousness. As such, to be well versed in Krishna consciousness, one has to act firmly and obey the representative of Krishna, and one should accept the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master as one's mission in life. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, instructs us in his famous prayers for the spiritual master as follows. Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado, yasya prasadat nagati kutopi, dhyayanstu vamstasya yashastri sandhyam, vande guru shri charanaravindam. By satisfaction of the spiritual master, the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes satisfied, and by not satisfying the spiritual master, there is no chance of being promoted to the plane of Krishna consciousness. I bow, therefore, meditate and pray for his mercy 3 times a day, and I offer my respectful obeisances unto him, my spiritual master. The whole process, however, depends on perfect knowledge of the soul, beyond the conception of the body, not theoretically, but practically, when there is no longer a chance for sense gratification manifested in fruitive activities. One who is not firmly fixed in mind is diverted by various types of fruitive activities. Om Agyantimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Khadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaguna Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Shadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindabaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine Hare Krishna. So I'll just remind us of the verse. Those who are not on this path are resolute in purpose. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many-branched. So, at the point that we're reading at now, Krishna and Arjuna having the conversation in the 2nd chapter, the whole drama has happened. Arjuna has had his mental breakdown. He's seen the other side. He doesn't want to kill his family. He is having a complete mental breakdown. He's sweating. His mind is going everywhere. He drops his bow. And then at some point, he says, I don't know what to do, Krishna. I think I should just leave the war and go live in the forests and just meditate. And Krishna says, no, you can't do that. You're here. You're not getting out of this so easily. It's your duty. And then the whole Gita is because Arjuna has a complete mental breakdown about everything. He's questioning every single thing. If you've ever had that kind of situation, you question everything that's going on. Literally everything. Why is it like this? Why is it like that? Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do that? Everything. So then Arjuna is questioning the whole society, the existence of the world. Why is this like this? Why is this like this? And Krishna, luckily, Arjuna's charioteer is Krishna, the Lord of everything. He's God. So who knows better than Krishna himself? And Krishna is responding to his questions with the most perfect answers. So the whole Bhagavad Gita is a conversation with the most perfect questions and the most perfect answers. And throughout the first part of the second chapter is actually the whole Gita summarized into one chapter. All the other chapters go into all the topics more in depth. But the second chapter is everything summarized. So at this point, Krishna is talking about everything. And specifically, he's talking about bhakti. And in bhakti, he's saying to Arjuna at this point of the conversation that those people that are in bhakti are resolute. They're firm in their life. They know what's going on. They're not confused. Obviously, we can be confused because we have so many questions. But he's talking about those people that are firm in bhakti, that are the highest level of bhakti. Those people are not confused. Those people are firm in everything they're doing. Some people think that when you're spiritual, that means you can't have a family, that means you can't you can't have a job, you can't go to school, you should just be in an ashram in the Himalayas and you should just live with saints, That's not true. Actually, and it means people think that you just leave the world. You don't care for anything. Economics, politics, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, whatever's happening in the news, you don't care for it all. But I don't know if any of you have read Science of Self-Realization. Beautiful book by Srila Prabhupada. My favorite book. Absolute favorite. It's actually the thing that got me interested in Krishna consciousness. Because everything is so logically put into place. And in that, there's a few chapters where Srila Prabhupada so logically explains that Krishna consciousness solves everything in life. Literally everything. He talks about crime in a chapter. He talks about economic stability. He talks about the mind. He talks about knowing who you are. He talks about education. Everything in life that where there is problems, he talks about, and how Krishna consciousness, at the essence of Krishna consciousness, once you practice bhakti, if everybody is practicing bhakti, there'll be nothing like that. Because, like it said in the purport, Prabhupada said, when you water a plant, you don't water the leaves. Because the leaves is not where it gets its nourishment. Maybe it'll get the sun, but it won't get the water. Where it gets nourishment from water is the roots. So you have to water the roots. Once you water the root, then all the leaves, all of society, all of the economies, all of crime, people, happiness, whatever, will be flourishing. So the root of everything in society is Krishna. So once you serve Krishna and you increase yourself in bhakti, then everything flourishes. Literally, there's a chapter in the Science of Self-Realization talking about how crime just goes down. Srila Prabhupada, there's documents of him meeting police officers and saying, a lot of the prisoners, there was a big problem back in the 70s, and probably even today. A lot of the prisoners, they'd be coming out of prison after lifelong sentences, and they just go back into crime. That means the prison system that they had was not solving any problems. Prison means reformation. Means you should change. You go there, it's a punishment, you learn your lesson, and then you come back, you don't do it again. But it didn't do anything. So then Srila Prabhupada says, how about you give us this building and we'll help the prisoners. And once they're done with us, then they'll become first class, societal men. Because they learn the values of life, Even with families, you can have a family. Krishna consciousness teaches you how to have the right relationships in that family. So, the point of the whole verse was, you have to water the root, not the leaves. And KC, Krishna consciousness, can't be done without a spiritual master. See, any knowledge you get is from a person. So, for example, I have a driving instructor. He is my guru of driving. And I have a teacher. They are my gurus of maths, economics, biology, whatever. But even for spiritual life, there has to be a guru. Because spiritual life is the root of everything, so there has to be a guru for that. It's a simple logic. So, there has to be a spiritual master. If you just keep especially during Prabhupada's time, there were so many hippies. At that time in the world, nobody knew what the right thing to do was. There was like revolutions of hippies and people finding a path. There were wars going on. People were against the wars, and there were so many fake gurus that were coming from India, and people were following them, and they weren't satisfied. So then people were like so frustrated with what's going on in the world, and they were trying to find different things. And the hippies were kind of the terms of people that are just following their own path. Whatever comes in their path, they just follow, or they go to different gurus and learn different things. But that means they're not firm in the path that they're in. If you are not firm in any path, that's the same as having no path at all. Because you could have a GPS, right? If you have a GPS and it has one path, if you want to go, let's say, from Stoke-on-Trent to Manchester, and if you have a GPS and the GPS telling you to go this way, but you're saying, whatever path comes before me, I'll just try it out. So then you just go down the road and you start going towards London. And you're saying, that doesn't work out. And then you have to drive all the way back to London, to Stoke, and then go to Manchester. Find out, This sign says Manchester, but it's the wrong road. You have to go around this town, and it's just taking ages. So having no path at all is like following all the paths and following all the signs is like following no sign at all. Does that make sense? So there has to be a resolute path. So that is the essence of this verse. It's saying that a spiritual person doesn't just follow any sign that they see on the road. They experiment. They try and find out what the right path is. So that's what Krishna is saying. So then what did Arjuna do at the start? He had his mental breakdown. Didn't know what to do, was questioning everything, and he comes before Krishna. He doesn't say, Krishna, tell me something, and then let me ask someone on another chariot in the army field. He surrenders to Krishna. He says, Krishna, I don't know what's going on. I'll surrender to you. Now you tell me. Please answer my questions. So what did he do? He chose a path. He surrendered to Krishna, and he chose that path. So even Arjuna did it. In spiritual life, we're going to learn a bit of vocabulary today. Spiritual vocabulary, about gurus. So I want you to remember these two terms. Because everyone knows the word guru. It's one of the most popular words. Guru can be anyone. But two defining definitions and types of gurus are explained in the Vedic scriptures. Shiksha guru and Diksha guru. Shiksha and Diksha. Those are the two types of gurus. The Shiksha guru is the gurus. You can have many Shiksha gurus. For example, I had multiple maths teachers. They were my Shiksha gurus for maths. And from these authorized spiritual, so let's say in the spiritual context, all of your Shiksha gurus are authorized spiritual teachers. And from them you learn different places. So I can go to, for example, I went to Nottingham, and there were many of senior devotees there, and I can ask them a question. At the same time, I can ask a few other senior devotees in Manchester from ISKCON. And if I ask them questions, I get the same answers from them. So they're like my Shiksha Gurus. They're giving me knowledge. I'm asking questions and they're giving me knowledge, authorized knowledge. So you can have many, many Shiksha Gurus. Anyone that gives you knowledge is your Shiksha Guru. Pure knowledge. That's your Shiksha Guru. So if you ask someone a question and they answer it and they're supporting you, then they're your Shiksha Guru. Anyone. Diksha Guru is you can only have one Diksha Guru. Diksha Guru is the person you are the disciple of. So you become their disciple, you get initiated by them, and they are your Diksha Guru. So to say it in very brief, because these topics will take like sessions and sessions and sessions to explore fully, all knowledge comes down a line. Your teacher has heard their maths knowledge from their teacher or from university, from their professor. And they've heard it from their professor. And they've heard it from their professor. That's how knowledge gets transferred. Authorized knowledge. The same thing happens for spiritual knowledge. Krishna is there and he gives the knowledge to Brahma. In our Wednesday Sanghas, we were exploring this. Krishna gives knowledge to Brahma about everything. Brahma gives it to his son Narad Muni. Narad Muni gives it to Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva gives it to his disciple, to his disciple, to his disciple, to his disciple. And the knowledge is going down this whole family tree. And it's going down this family tree all the way to us. And they're all disciples and gurus, Diksha Gurus. And once they're taking initiation, they're connected. That knowledge is like an umbilical cord connected to Krishna. Because it's pure knowledge and it's coming down all the way. And then through that, when you take initiation from a guru, that Diksha Guru becomes your spiritual master, your one Diksha Guru, spiritual master, and they'll take you back. The whole disciplic succession, you will see on the altar, this is our Diksha Guru Parampara, or the disciplic succession. And this is how knowledge comes down. Okay? Make sense? No? Does it make sense? If it doesn't, then we can explore it more. So, that Diksha Guru or Shiksha Guru, any Guru, are the people that give you knowledge. Even at the start of our prayers, we say, Om Gyan Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya. What that actually means is you're praying to the Guru, whichever Guru you have, that, Oh my Guru, how great you are the one that is open my darkened eyes and let me see the light of knowledge. So without knowledge, you're in the dark. That's literally a phrase, it's an English phrase. Without knowledge, you're in the dark. If you don't know, he's in the dark. So the Guru is the person that opens your darkened eyes and gives you the light of knowledge. That's what Guru is. So then Srila Prabhupada in the purport says, your spiritual life can't be, it can't advance without any kind of Guru. There needs to be a Guru, there needs to be a spiritual master. The closest English translation of Guru is spiritual master. That's why we say spiritual master. Okay. So, and in ISKCON, because you can have many Shiksha Gurus, anyone you learn from, the person that is given the most knowledge within our society or ISKCON is Srila Prabhupada. That's why Srila Prabhupada, we put so much importance on him, because he's the one that gave us Krishna consciousness all the way from the east, from India, and he came alone with nothing at the age of 70 years old to give all this knowledge. We would not be here without him. Therefore, because he's given us all this knowledge, so many books, he is our eternal Shiksha Guru, because we've learned the most from him. So if anyone doesn't have any Guru, or you don't have any Diksha Guru, then your Shiksha Guru, main Shiksha Guru, is Prabhupada. That's why we read his books, that's why we give him so much importance, that's why we do the Guru Puja. We do, at the start of the program, we do the worship of the Shiksha Guru, the main Guru. Because he is the one. Genuinely, without him, we would all be in the dark. We wouldn't be happy. We wouldn't have any access to happiness. There would be no Rath Yatras. So he is the one. Last week, I believe Radha Mohan Prabhu was exploring, he was talking about the Rath Yatra, because it is Rath Yatra season. Whee! It's Rath Yatra season. That means there are Rath Yatras going all over the world right now. Yesterday, or the day before, today's date is which? Sunday today. What's the date? 14th. 15th. So I think yesterday, there was the Grand Rath Yatra in New York. And there was massive Rath Yatra, 3 massive Rath cars, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. Today there's one in Birmingham. And right now, all across the world, South Africa, India, Russia, Italy, France, England, it's happening all over the world. It's Rath Yatra season. So Srila Prabhupada, Radha Mohan Prabhu spoke about last week, the stories of how Srila Prabhupada brought the Rath Yatra all the way to the Western world. Before then, it wasn't even happening all over India. It was only happening in one specific place, Jagannath Puri. And it's still happening. It's still the biggest Rath Yatra all over the world. Like you think London Rath Yatra is big? It's like not even 10% of the, I think it's documented, it's the largest, I think it has a few world records for the largest gathering that's not a concert, or something like that. At least 1 million people come every year for the Rath Yatra. And it doesn't happen for one day, it happens for multiple days. No, in Jagannath Puri. New York have around the same size as London, 10, 15,000, small numbers. But Jagannath Puri is like 1 million plus. You can see it online. I think you can see it from space in India. So Jagannath Puri is the original place where the Rath Yatra starts. That's where it all started from. The original Rath Yatra is there. So I thought today, since Radha Mohan Prabhu spoke about the Rath Yatra, how Prabhupada brought it to the West, we can speak even far back before that, because that was, 50 years ago? Now we can explore where the Rath Yatra actually came from. Chariot Festival, the Grand Chariot Festival. It's the season of chariots. That's the title of the class. And then Radha Mohan Prabhu, I believe, I wasn't there last week, so I'm just looking over the live stream. He was speaking about how in the Rath Yatra procession, there's so many little details of auspicious things that you can do. For example, when you're pulling the ropes of the Rath cart, what it symbolizes is that you're pulling Krishna, who's sitting on the chariot, into your heart. That's why you see at every Rath Yatra procession, sometimes you won't get a space on the rope. Because people they hog the rope for the entire procession. Because they love Krishna that much, they just want to pull him into their hearts. And you can see, I can't remember one time I was at a Rath Yatra procession, I wanted to get maybe like 2 minutes of pulling the Rath cart rope. And there were these like big Indian Punjabi people. They were like taller than me, like 6, 7 men. And they were all like heaving, heave ho, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. You don't get any spot because they love Jagannath so much, So when you're pulling the Rath cart, you're pulling Krishna into your heart. Does anybody know the origin of why Jagannath comes out on a chariot? Anybody know? No? Yeah. That's also true. There's many reasons. There's a story behind it. I think you said the story last time of why Jagannath, the Rath Yatra. You didn't? Okay, we'll do it in a different class because I've got some other stories planned today. So, of course, people were not allowed in, especially people that are not even people that are Indian, people that are not Hindu. If you're not Hindu, in the main Jagannath temple, you're not allowed to go in, which is pretty unfair. So even if you're a Hindu, make sure you have to prove that you're a Hindu somehow. I don't know, but if they get suspicious, yeah, some people they can sneak in. When we went 2 years ago. I remember my mother and father told me, because I've got an English accent, So they said, don't have your English accent. just shut up. Don't. Yeah.
And then after that we saw the Rath Yatra as well.
Nice.
And once in London.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice. Yeah. So, yeah, they don't let people that are not Indian in. Does anybody know why they don't let people in? Foreign people? Do you know why they don't allow non-Hindus in? I mean, you can even be Hindu, but even if you're like Western, they don't let you in. Does anybody know? No? So, there's two reasons. One reason is that during the colonial times, obviously, the colonizers, they weren't so nice about the rules and regulations of the actual temple. So they didn't allow, they have some bad blood with that. But also, in the actual Jagannath Puri temple, it's one of the most mysterious temples in the world. Most mysterious. There's so many secrets, there's so many mysteries of that temple that we could probably talk about for like a month and we wouldn't get through all of them. And in the temple, the specific priests there, they have their own scriptures, specifically for Jagannath and the temple, that they don't even allow anybody to read unless you're born within the family that are controlling the temple, the devotees there. Very secretive. And in that scripture, there's a prophecy there. In the prophecy, this is like thousands of years old scripture. In the prophecy, it says that one day, Western devotees, well, specifically Russian, they say, from the area of Russia, their love for Jagannath will be so great, they'll kidnap him and take him to Russia. They want to worship him in Russia. He's our Lord, So they have this. So now the devotees, they have some fear. It's like, I don't want. Their love for Jagannath is so strong. They don't want Jagannath to go anywhere. So they say, no. We don't forget about Russians. We won't let anyone from outside of India or anyone that's not a Hindu in, because we don't want Jagannath to leave us. So that's the reason. But Jagannath is so merciful that even if you're not allowed to go in, he comes out to see the devotees. That's how merciful he is. That's how kind he is. That's what a loving God is that if my devotee can't come to me, that's fine. I'll leave everything and I'll go to them. I'll walk personally. So you'll probably notice Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra. If you've ever been to a Rath Yatra, the forms of Krishna and Balram and Subhadra, they're a little odd. They're not like, how we have the deities in the manna. Radha and Krishna, they look like humans. They look normal. But Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra, I don't know if you can recall, they look very strange. Their eyes are huge. Yeah, same like that. So you probably remember from any Rath Yatra you've been, you've probably seen Stonehenge. The actual deities they have on the chariot, Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra, 3 deities. Jagannath is non-different from Krishna. He's the same person. Baladev is the brother of Krishna. His another name is Balram. So like in the pictures we have Krishna and Balram here. Both brothers. That's Krishna and Balram. Baladev is Balram. Just a different name. And Krishna is Jagannath. Just a different name. The same person. But their form is so odd. They don't have legs. They don't have hands. They don't even have a neck. Yeah. So they have huge eyes and a massive smile. And Jagannath is like black-skinned. Baladev is white-skinned. Subhadra is yellow-skinned. And they're so odd. So then, back in the day, the early devotees, the first deities we ever got in ISKCON was in San Francisco. And they were Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra. Last week, Prabhuji spoke about the story. Those deities, especially the hippies back then, the early devotees, they loved those deities. I think maybe because they look strange, they're quite funky, Especially if you're hippie, you'd probably looks quite trippy, He's looking at you with these massive eyes. So they loved Jagannath, they found it quite cool. So this form of the Lord isn't just like a random form. It goes back all the way to a story. We'll narrate that story. So, God, in all cultures, most cultures, God is seen as this all-powerful, omniscient, omnipresent God who's living in the clouds. Maybe he has a big beard, and he's just controlling everything, But as per the Vedic scriptures, we've discussed this in our Bhakti Sanghas on Wednesday as well. I feel like we're discussing more and more in our Wednesday Sanghas, more than the Sunday Feast program. In every culture, he's seen as this God. He's the big man in the sky. He's controlling everything. But the Vedic scriptures, they go even further to explore the identity of God, that is God when he's working. If he's really God, does God just keep himself busy? Is he sweating away, controlling everything? No, he's God. If he's all-powerful, he can relax and do it. So we spoke about the different forms of Krishna, how it goes Vishnu, and there's 3 forms of Vishnu and different things like that. But the ultimate form of God, that what God does, what he likes to do, what he does in his free time, is that he's at home in Vrindavan. Vrindavan is Krishna's home, village. That's where he lives. So all these paintings you'll see, this is Krishna and Yashoda. This is Krishna and Balram in Vrindavan. They're coming back from pasturing the cows in the fields. And they're just coming home. They have picnics with their friends every day. They're playing in the fields. And they're just having fun. That's the life. If there's ever a retirement plan, that's the one you want, Especially when you're not old. You want to be young, And you're just playing in the fields, enjoying. And you're serving Krishna and you're serving all his devotees. So that's Vrindavan, the ultimate place of the devotees. That's where Krishna lives, when he's at home. So as per Krishna's pastimes, 5,000 years ago, Krishna was in Vrindavan when he was a child. Then he grew up. He went to kill Kamsa. Long story short, he becomes the king of Dwarka, a city. He lives in Vrindavan. And in Dwarka, he's the king. And he has, there's a story of Krishna, he has 16,108 wives. Because he's Krishna, he can expand himself in every single household, and he has a personal relationship with every single one of these wives. And in Dwarka, he's the king. He's not a village boy anymore. And all the wives, 16,108 wives of Krishna, at some point they notice Krishna, Hare Krishna Prabhu, little bit of a request, if you can all come forward a little bit, because then I feel like I'm shouting all the way over here to you. Oh, everyone, Prabhuji, at the back, please come. Srina Prabhu, at the back, please come. I'm a vegetarian, promise you. Hare Krishna. So Krishna's in Dwarka, and he's the king. 16,108 wives. He has a personal relationship with every one of them. And each one of these wives has a huge palace in Dwarka. And he's there in every single one of their households, because he's God. And each wife, they start noticing, Krishna, he's not as happy as he once was. When he's sleeping, each wife is noticing, Krishna in his sleep, he's dreaming and he's saying, oh, Vrindavan, Vrindavan, Radhe, Radhe, Gopi, Gopi. He's remembering all the devotees in Vrindavan. And he's remembering Vrindavan. He's constantly in separation of Vrindavan. He's remembering it so much. And he's thinking about Vrindavan. He's just not happy enough. And they're noticing. And each wife has a concern now. So we're his wife. We should give him happiness. Why is he always saying Vrindavan, Vrindavan? What's so great about Vrindavan? What happened in Vrindavan? They don't know. This is after all the Vrindavan pastimes. And they don't know. What's happened in Vrindavan? So then, they want to know what happened in Vrindavan that Krishna is in separation of so much. So then they notice that Rohini Mata, who is the mother of Balram? Mother of Balram. She is there in Dwarka at the time for a visit. And she's there in Dwarka, and they notice, oh, Rohini Mata, Mother Rohini, you were there in Vrindavan when Krishna was there. Tell us. We're curious. Why is he always talking about Vrindavan? What was so great about Vrindavan? What happened in Vrindavan? And Rohini says to them, it's like, okay, I can tell you, but if I tell you, you can't tell Balram and Krishna, because they're in so much separation, you know. They'll be in more separation if they hear about the pastimes. So then they say, please tell us, please tell us. And then they organize a meeting. They organize this meeting at the same time that Krishna and Balram, Krishna being the king and Balram being his brother, they have a meeting with some kings, other kings. So they have a meeting away in some hall, and then all the 16,108 wives of Krishna, they all go into the same hall, and the Rohini is in there. They shut the doors, massive hall, like an auditorium pretty much. And Rohini sits there, no microphones needed, no speakers needed, and she starts narrating the different pastimes of Krishna and Balram in Vrindavan. The complete esoteric, most loving, most sweetest pastimes of God, where he's at home, you know, in Vrindavan. But they think at the same time, Rohini tells Subhadra, who is like the sister of Balram and Krishna. So actually Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra, they're like the trio, 3 siblings. And she tells Subhadra, okay, but we need to make sure that Balram and Krishna don't come and hear these pastimes. They'll feel very separated from Vrindavan. So Subhadra, go to the doors, stand outside the doors, and you guard the doors. Make sure that they're not there. He says, okay. And then she starts narrating all the esoteric, sweetest pastimes of Krishna and Balram. And even at the same time, Subhadra is at the door, closed doors, making sure nobody goes in. But at the same time, she wants to hear as well, because there's such sweet pastimes. So she closes the door, and she's putting her ear to the door at the same time, and she's hearing. At the same time, she gets so in a trance of complete remembrance of Vrindavan pastimes that she just freezes and starts listening. She doesn't think about anything, like guarding or anything. She completely forgets that she has to guard. And she goes into a complete trance. And then eventually Krishna and Balram, they get to know somehow. He's God, he knows everything that goes on in the entire universe. So then he gets to know, oh, they're narrating the pastimes of Vrindavan, we have to go. Cancel the meeting, we're going. And they sneak off, and they go to the door, and they see Subhadra in trance listening to the pastimes. And they do the same thing. They are outside the door, and they're listening. And now they're remembering Vrindavan, their childhood pastimes, sweetest pastimes in the universe. And they're listening, and Krishna and Balram, they get in such a spiritual, transcendental trance of loving remembrance of these pastimes. And Rohini, Mother Rohini, is narrating all the pastimes of the devotees interacting with Krishna in Vrindavan, you know. And then because he's hearing the pastimes of the devotees interacting with himself, he gets even more loving. And it's just loving and loving and loving, you know, thinking about his devotees. And to the point that Krishna, Balaram, and Subhadra, so you'll see this formation. Krishna was on the right, Subhadra is in the middle, and Balaram is on the left. In the exact same formation. They're sitting there, they're standing there, listening to the Vrindavan pastimes, and they start going into some transformations that are very odd. That's not been seen ever in history. When they hear about this pastimes in Vrindavan, in shock and in loving exchange, they're remembering it, and their eyes go wide like plates. And their smile is like, you know, like the emoji, complete like half a circle. And they completely freeze. And their transformation, they feel so, these exchanges of love they're remembering, that hands sink into their body. They freeze. Their legs sink into their body. Their neck sinks into their body. And they're just thinking about these pastimes and they're remembering them. Complete separation of all of these pastimes. And then that's the form you see, Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra. That form is the most loving moment where Krishna is remembering his devotees in Vrindavan. So people think it's it's a funky deity, you know? His eyes are wide and he's smiling so much. Why is he smiling so much? No, but if you look into the actual pastimes of the history of that deity, it's the exact snapshot of when Krishna is remembering the devotees with full love. It's the most loving deity. That's the exact reason. Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra, that is that snapshot. That is that snapshot. So on every Rath Kat, you'll see those deities. And then at some point, Narada Muni came, who's one of the great devotees of Krishna, and he saw, and he was like, I know you, Krishna. I've seen every form of you. I've seen you as Ram. I've seen you as Kurma avatar. I've seen you as Parshuram. I've seen you in every single avatar, every form of you. I can recognize you from anywhere. But this form I've never seen in my entire life. So then he says, and then Krishna and Baladev and Subhadra, they come out of their trance and they start interacting with Narada Muni, and Narada Muni says, you know what? Please, I beg you. This form is so merciful, it's so loving. You need to give this form and display it to all of your devotees. So then Krishna says, okay. And that is the same form that is displayed in the Jagannath temple in India, Puri, the original one. The huge forms of the Lord, like bigger than you. It takes like 50 to 100 people just to carry one deity. You know, huge. And so that's the history of the form. So if you ever go to a Rath Yatra, because you guys are going to Stonehenge, so treat this class as like a preparation for your mind to see the Rath Kat, you know. When you see Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra, just remember that is Krishna, non-different from this Krishna playing this flute, but in his most merciful form where he's seeing the devotees with full attention. Yeah. That's why his eyes are so large. Some people say, there's so many descriptions. A lot of people, they say, Jagannath, you've noticed his eyes are so big, he doesn't have eyelids. You know, on Krishna, you see in Radha Gokulananda, he's got eyelids, even a little bit. In the paintings, you see Krishna has eyelids. Jagannath doesn't have eyelids. Complete eyes are open. So many of the saints and the teachers, they say that Jagannath has no eyelids because he constantly wants to see the devotees. Constantly wants to see the devotees. And there's like a parallel, a poetic parallel that many teachers say. There's one big deity of Krishna in the form of Vishnu in South India called Ranganath. It rhymes with Jagannath. Ranganath and Jagannath. Jagannath actually means Lord of the universe. Ranganath, if you notice, he's Krishna lying down and his eyes are closed. So then the teachers, they say, this poetic statement that Jagannath has no eyelids and his eyes are completely open and Ranganath's eyes are closed. What does that mean? It says, Krishna, when a devotee does something very good, like for example, Nick put the garland on Prabhupada today. You know, when Krishna does something very good, he doesn't want to miss it. He wants to see it. You know, complete attention. When a devotee does something good, eyes open, no eyelids needed. I look at everything. But when the devotee, because we're all human, we can make mistakes. When the devotee does something that's not so good, maybe loses their temper. I've lost my temper before. You know, and maybe scolds another devotee, says, why are you doing that? Then Krishna closes his eyes, he doesn't see it. In that way, he's so loving and so kind to the devotees that whatever he does, he only sees the good. Only sees the good. That's how loving he is. That's what Jagannath does. And his eyes are so big that he can see everyone. He wants to see everyone, 360 degrees. So, when we can either go into the temple and see Jagannath, but on the Rath Yatra day, with those big eyes that have no eyelids. Jagannath comes out on the Rath cart to see every devotee that's present. So in Stonehenge, that's what's going to happen. In London, that's what's going to happen. Today in Birmingham, the Rath Yatra is happening. That's what's happening. Jagannath has come to Birmingham and he's looking at all the devotees with loving eyes. And that's what the Rath Yatra really is. So that's what Krishna does on the Rath Yatra, on the chariot. He gets pulled around. It's a nice time. So what do the devotees do now? Because we all go to Rath Yatras. I've been to 2 so far this year. There's many more coming. Birmingham's today, Leicester's next week. And London's coming up. Many devotees are going. I might as well say, get your tickets now for the coach. I know they're going quick. So what does a devotee have to be like at the Rath Yatra? How do you actually make the most of the Rath Yatra? When you're there, you'll notice that every Rath Yatra in the world, it is filled with devotees chanting and dancing. That means Rath Yatra means you have to chant and you have to dance. So one of the most documented, most famous Rath Yatras that ever happened was when Sri Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya, another form of Krishna, came 500 years ago to go and participate in the Rath Yatra in Jagannath Puri. Because the Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra has been happening for thousands of years. And Krishna came, so it's said in the Vedic scriptures that Krishna comes into the world to interact with the devotees, to establish dharma, or the right religion, or the right attitudes. So he came as Krishna, he came as Ram, many forms he's come as, and then in the Vedic scriptures he also explains, in Kali Yuga, which is the Yuga we're in now, Krishna also comes as Lord Chaitanya. Some schools of thought don't permit this thought, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu we say is a hidden avatar. He's actually in scriptures. It's described. But if you don't believe, you can meet me after. I'll give you all the scriptures that say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a full avatar of Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have 3 pictures here. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, look, we literally have the picture of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at the Jagannath Rath Yatra. There's the form of Jagannath on the Rath cart, and you see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing and chanting, and all the devotees around chanting and dancing with him. Now, that is the snapshot of the most famous Rath Yatra, one of the most famous Rath Yatras of all time in Jagannath Puri. In this Rath Yatra, we'll end off by just narrating a little bit of the story so that we can, every Rath Yatra we're at now, we can take the same example that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave and follow in the same footsteps to make the most of that Rath Yatra. At the start of the Rath Yatra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees formed. Jagannath came onto the Rath carts. Hundreds of thousands of devotees were there. Hundreds of thousands. London Rath Yatra times 20. And there was a sea of devotees. At the start of the Rath Yatra, it was like God meeting God. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was meeting Jagannath. And at the start of the Rath Yatra, there is a very famous prayer that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives in front of Jagannath when he's on the Rath cart, just before the Rath Yatra actually starts and the Rath cart starts moving. It's very famous, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exclaims and he prays to the Lord that, "My Lord, I am not a warrior, I'm not a priest, I'm not a businessman, I'm not even a working man. I'm not a monk, I'm not a householder, I'm not a saint, I'm not even retired, but I tell you what my identity really is. My identity is that I am the servant of 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 you. I'm even the speck of dust at that servant's lotus feet. I'm nothing." So with complete humility, he starts the Rath Yatra. I am nothing, I have no position, but I am the servant of the servant of the servant of your devotee. That should be the mood at the start of every Rath Yatra, when everyone just forgets about everything in their lives. They forget about their work, they forget about their families, if they forget about all their life's problems, and they just engross themselves in pure remembrance of Krishna and just celebrating Krishna here, pulling the Rath carts, performing kirtan for him, chanting for him, shouting and singing at the top of our lungs the holy name, Hare Krishna, just for Krishna. That's what the Rath Yatra is meant for. That's what you're supposed to do. It's explained in that famous Rath Yatra, in the same snapshot. There were, I think I noted it down. So this is like the Rath Yatra, how it's supposed to be done. In this age, Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to establish that you have to chant. Chanting the holy name, that's where it's at. Not establish extravagant fire yagyas and sacrifices and huge deity worship. Of course, it's all very auspicious. It's very good to do. But the thing that really works in Kali Yuga, because we've got very little memory. I can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. We've got very little memory. We're not so saintly. But the thing that really works to give us love for Krishna and gets us back home, back to Vrindavan, to be with him, is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That is the transcendental sound vibration. That is what works. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came at the time where there were so many priests saying, you can't do anything. You shouldn't even chant mantras. Why are you chanting them out loud? You shouldn't even chant them in the temple. When you see the deities, don't even dance. Just look at them. Fold your hands. Don't say anything. Pray in your heart. Don't say anything. That's still there, this attitude. But at the time in Kali Yuga, when the holy name is the main thing, it should be spread far and wide. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made this Rath Yatra like a good opportunity to spread the holy name. So if you actually look, when we have a kirtan, in the temple we'll have a kirtan in 5 minutes, but that's a very small kirtan. There's only one mridanga player, a few of us are here, maybe 20, 30 of us, and we're doing a kirtan together, we're singing and dancing. In the Rath Yatra, this Rath Yatra, specific one, Lord Chaitanya and the devotees, they formed 7 kirtan parties. 7. And in each party, there were specifically devotees that had the job of chanting. They were the singers. So they were the lead singers. And they had 24 altogether in these parties, lead singers. And in each of the parties, there was a lead dancer, and he would get everyone to dance. And in each party, there would be 2 mridanga players. So in total, there would be 14 mridanga players. And there'd be so many kartal players. And then we had 24 main leading singers that were leading the holy name chanting, and hundreds of thousands of devotees responding. So they'd hear it and they'd respond, just how we do. The leader sings and then everyone responds after that. So they have hundreds of thousands. And then the mridanga, another name for the mridanga that we have here, or the original clay one, is called the thunder drum, because it sounds like thunder. So when they had 14 mridanga players with the best quality mridangas, with the strongest mridanga players, that were playing with full enthusiasm, it sounded like thunder. It's documented between all these hundreds of thousands of people. It sounded like thunder. Everybody could hear in all different directions. And the vibration of the holy name, because there was hundreds of thousands of people that were singing it at the same time in unison for Jagannath on the Rath Ghat, it was going in every single direction. I don't know if you've ever experienced that many people sing the holy name in one go. Sometimes you can go, one of Srila Prabhupada's disciples, Radhanath Maharaj, he organizes a pilgrimage every year in around Kartik time, so it's around like the late part of the year. And there, every year, there's at least 10,000 devotees that come. 10,000 devotees that come to hear the pastimes of wherever they've gone to. So if it's in Vrindavan, they'll hear the pastimes of Vrindavan, and they'll do kirtan all together. They spend 7 days, 10 days, just engrossing themselves in that holy place. And there was 10,000 people. Last year there was 12,000 people. And they have a massive tent where 12,000 people are literally just sitting there, all there. No one's talking, and Radhanath Maharaj gives a class, lecture, just like this. and he's describing the pastimes. And then sometimes, many times in the class, he'll say, and in the pastime, they all chanted the holy name. And his style is that when he says they all chanted the holy name in the pastime, everybody in the crowd chants the holy name in one unison go. Can you imagine 12,000 people chanting one Mahamantra all at the same time? I genuinely won't be able to conceive what it's like. We were there 2 years ago. There were 12,000 people all sitting down at once. And Maharaj said, and they all chanted the holy name. And 12,000 people all at once. The ground was shaking just from them chanting. You could hear the vibration all over. So, we can do. So, that's what happened. Hundreds of thousands of people, all in unison, chanting the holy names all together. You know, if 10,000 people makes the ground shake, imagine 100,000 people. Now 1 million people, you know. So, and then the holy name was resounding all the different directions. And people were dancing in ecstasy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just like this you see in the picture, he's dancing in ecstasy. He's jumping up high, like going 12 foot, 15 foot in the sky, you know. Jumping up high. All the devotees are jumping in unison. You know, a lot of people today, we pay money to go to clubs and parties to dance to songs and sing along. We pay money to do that. But real spiritual life, you do it for free. Can you imagine? We do it here every Sunday. In most temples, they're open every single day. You know? And they do that every day. They start the morning up, they get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and they go to the temple and they sing and chant in the morning. So where people, they'll only one day of the week, in the night time, they'll go and pay money to go to a club and sing and dance. We do it for free. Pretty much every day. So that's kind of the essence of spirituality. You know, you sing and dance. You know, when, if you have the perception that spirituality means, the stereotypical perception of spirituality is that you're quiet, you're timid, a spiritual place is quiet, and it's a very spiritual environment. No one should talk. Be very quiet. Don't smile, there's too much motions. Be very calm. But real spirituality is fun. You can't do something that's not fun. Spirituality means you become happy. And if it doesn't give you happiness and you don't become happy, then that's not spiritual. You know? So real spirituality is fun. So this Jagannath Rath Yatra that you'll be going to at some point, and I've specifically said this because some devotees are going to Stonehenge for Rath Yatra there. I'm specifically wanted to give this class just because to prepare our consciousness for making the most of it, you know. That when there are 10,000 devotees, even if there's like 10 devotees there, you should have the same mood, you know, that you're singing and dancing together, connecting. You see Jagannath for that loving form of Krishna that he is, and you're trying to interact with him. That, oh Krishna, I'm just the servant of your servant. I just want to serve you, you know. And let me just chant and dance for you now, in fun. And you'll see, if you ever go to a Rath Yatra, you go in this Kirtan party, there were 7 Kirtan parties. If you go to London Rath Yatra, please come to London Rath Yatra. It's the best part of the year. I'm begging you now. London Rath Yatra is literally, I think many devotees can say in this room who have been, it's probably the highlight of their year every single year. And if you go to London Rath Yatra with us, please, please, please don't just walk on the sides. Go to the center of the Kirtan parties. There are 3 massive chariots with each one has a deity, Baladev, Jagannath and Subhadra. At each Rath cart, at the front of the Rath cart, there is a Kirtan party. So we don't have 7 Kirtan parties, but we have 3. It's good enough. And there's 3 Kirtan parties. And please try and go in the center of that Kirtan party. You'll be invited. And you'll see devotees that are jumping up and down and dancing together. And they have so much energy for like 2 hours straight. They just keep dancing and chanting together, you know. And everybody's just in unison, in the same mood, trying to serve Jagannath, trying to enjoy and trying to just make the most of this Rath Yatra. So please, please, please take advantage of it. If you haven't booked your seat for the coach for London Rath Yatra, please do soon. otherwise you won't get space. They're going quick. And all the devotees, especially when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing it, just like this happened, there was such an ocean of complete transcendental ecstasy of this spiritual nourishment that everyone was just in ecstasy. Nowadays, ecstasy means a drug. But you don't need drugs to have ecstasy. You're just completely happy. Completely drug-free. Drug-free drugs. That's what we're selling here. Just chant and dance together. And everyone was in ecstasy, and at some point, everybody was chanting the holy names. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, at some point, when he was overwhelmed with some ecstasy, he started shouting, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, you probably heard in Kirtans, but maybe you've never asked or you never know what it means. Hari is a name of Krishna. Hari means the one who takes away. That can be interpreted in many ways. He can either takes away our obstacles and all our distresses, or he can just take away. But that's one of his names. He's often referred to. And Bol means say it. Say it. Hari Bol. So then when you hear at the end of the kirtan, you'll hear devotees go, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur is Nitai and Gaur. Gaura refers to Lord Chaitanya, who brought the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And Nityananda is Balram, his brother. So what we're saying is that Nitai, Gaur, they're both saying Hari Bol. So then we're saying Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. At the end of the kirtan, everybody says Hari Bol. Hari Bol. So at the end of the kirtan, if you didn't know what that means Hari Bol. Sometimes devotees, that's probably the most ecstatic part of the kirtan. They're chanting the Hare Krishna mantra for like 10, 20 minutes. By the end of the mantra, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. That's the most ecstatic part of the kirtan, where everyone's jumping the highest. I've seen, from my 20 years of seeing kirtans, everyone has the most energy at the end point, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. So that's what the Rath Yatra should be doing. And then at the same time, after everyone was saying Hari Bol and everyone was dancing up and down, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu looked at Jagannath on the Rath cart and he said, Jai Jagannath. And he was exclaiming, Jai Jagannath. Jai Jagannath. Jai Jagannath. That means all glories to you, Jagannath. For this festival is for you. So this Rath Yatra, just remember these words. Or any point, remember these words that in the kirtan we say at the end, Hari Bol. And sometimes you actually see devotees. So many in temples and devotees you'll see, they'll instead of saying hi, we say Hare Krishna. Because at any point in our life we should just get the chance to say the holy name. You say hi, cool. How you doing? But Hare Krishna, Or some devotees, they say it for short. Hare Krishna. Hari also means Hari Bol. So it can also be interpreted as the Bol of Hari, the saying of Hari, the saying of his name. So also it's the same thing as Hare Krishna. It's like a short form of Hare Krishna. So people will say, either they'll say, instead of saying hi, they'll say Hare Krishna. Or they'll say Hari Bol. How are you doing? Hari Bol. How are you doing? So in the Rath Yatra, look out for it. Maybe even today in the kirtan we'll say Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. And I've noticed before, when no one knew what Nitai Gaura Hari Bol means, everyone knows the Maha Mantra, but then when Nitai Gaura Hari Bol knows, they're like, what's going on here? We've never heard this before. But that is it. And so I'll end here. But this entire Rath Yatra ceremony that has so many beautiful, sweetest mellows and sweetest pastimes and mysteries and sweetest exchanges of devotees. Dave was telling me at some point that he loves Stonehenge, Rath Yatra, because it's a place where you can just go somewhere and everybody's just engrossed in serving Krishna, that you can hug anyone and they'll hug you back. Because everybody's just in a loving exchange, you know. So, who brought this to us is Srila Prabhupada. That's why we put so much of our emphasis on him, because he brought this Rath Yatra to us. Without him, we would not know anything. Without him, we would not be able to... I wouldn't know all of you. We wouldn't know each other. And we'd just be going on with life, working, getting married, working for the kids, and then nothing in life. But now you have so many happy exchanges with devotees, and like a purpose, you know, where you can be happy, and a way to become happy, and a way to have loving exchanges with devotees, and having the sweetest relationships. Because that's where happiness is. Happiness means relationships. You can be an introvert, an extrovert, but in lockdown, everybody wanted to be with someone. So, Srila Prabhupada brought this to us. So therefore we say, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Any questions or queries that anyone may have? None? Sure. Hare Krishna. Now we'll have kirtan. I expect everybody to be dancing 15 feet in the ceiling, even if you've never danced before. And I want everyone chanting. Actually, before the kirtan even starts, I want to say this now. I want everybody chanting as loud as you can. Yeah? As loud as you can. I don't care if you've never sung before, but I think you sing in the shower at least. So please sing as loud as you can the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If you don't know it, it's there. We've got a what's it called when they have a projector at the start where people, I don't know, they have a display at stages sometimes that you have to read whatever you have to say. But we have a prompter here for you. So please chant as loud as you. Hare Krishna, yeah. And at the end, everyone remembers when it goes Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, I genuinely want to see you 20 foot up. Okay, Hare Krishna. So, we don't have 7 parties of kirtan, and we don't have any lead dancers. So, Radha Mohan Prabhu will be leading the dance, and that means everybody else should follow him. Marina Mataji will be the lead dancer, and you have to be all following her. And everyone here, I don't want to see anybody just standing in the same place. If you've got to have some energy in you. You know, this is not the place for people being no energy.
Hare Krishna. So me being a lead dancer, I have to give a little crash course in dancing. Okay. So very simple dancing. Everybody can do it. So when Balram is singing, he's our lead singer. So when he's singing, you can just fold your hand like this. Yeah, and let the holy name enter into your ears. Yeah, so when he's singing, just fold your hands, let the holy name enter into your ears. Then you can just put a left foot in front of your right, and the right foot in front of your left. Easy dance, you can practice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So easy. You just left across right, right across left. Yeah, that's when he is singing. Okay, when he stops singing, then we reply, we respond. That time we raise our hand like this. That time we sing. We keep doing our left foot in front of right foot in front of left. Got it? Okay. We'll give you some prizes at the end. Who is the best answer? Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare A little louder. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Shri Radhe Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jayo Gauranita Jayo Gauranita Jayo Gauranita Jayo Gauranita Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajakacarya Stotha Rachate Shri Srimad. His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Arvind Bhakti Vedanta Samashila Prabhupada Ki. Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind Ki. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki. प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवाशादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड श्री गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री वृंदावन धाम की श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई की जमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी महारानी की कलियुग पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की बृहत मृदंग ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की ट्रांसेंडेंटल प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
प्रहलाद दाहिने हिरण्याकाशी पूर्वक्षः शीलतनकानकाराहे इतो नरसिम्हा परतो नरसिम्हा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिम्हा बाहे नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो नरसिंहदधिं शरणं प्रपदे तव कर कमलवरेणाकाम् अद्भुत श्रृंगार Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narsimhadev 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 Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Jai Narsimhadev ki Namaste Narasimhaya Prasade Govinde Nama Brahmani Vishnuve Sabka Punyavatam Lajan Vishwasona Vajayate Sharviyala Vityajal Jorin Hidai Kal Taramate Jiva Jive Fili Vishasagade Taramate Jivate Lobumai se Durmati Taki Jeta Karan Sansare Krishna Brodayo Mai Kori Baye Jeev Jai Sab Prasad Mein Dilo Bai Say Naam Nitapa Radha Krishna Gun Gao Premi Dakushi Chaitanya Nitai Jai Nimai Jai Nitai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mahaprasadam ki
Hare Krishna. So welcome you all to our Sunday Feast program. Thank you everyone for coming today, this very bright and sunny day. I hope you liked today's program. Today is Jagannath Katha. Everybody enjoy the Jagannath Katha? Yeah, so give a big round of applause to our speaker Balram today. So I'm not going to announce anything new than what he spoke in the class. I'm just going to give a little closing sentences on what he spoke. So as he said, we are having a Jagannath season now. So today there is Rath Yatra happening in Birmingham today. Next Sunday, the Rath Yatra will be in Leicester. So anybody would like to, Leicester is the second biggest Rath Yatra in Europe, you can say. The biggest is London. Leicester is the second biggest. So if you want to have a prelude to London, you can go down next Sunday. It starts at about 12 o'clock in the Leicester city center, and it goes all the way to Cosington Park in the Belgrave area. So next Sunday, Rath Yatra happening in Leicester. I'm going to give little, our whole month's schedule now. It's all Rath Yatra, Rath Yatra, and Rath Yatra. So next Sunday, it is Leicester. This week, there's a Rath Yatra or the festival happening in Stonehenge. Some of our devotees are going there. So anybody fancy going to Stonehenge? You will have Rath Yatra there as well. So you can do Rath Yatra there. This Saturday 21st, we are having Ekadashi. Ekadashi is the day where we do our more spiritual activities. So those who are fasting will do some spiritual activities. So this Ekadashi, next Ekadashi is on 21st of June. On 27th June, which is Friday, there's a Rath Yatra in Jagannath Puri. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki. So those who want to celebrate the Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra with 1 million people, you can book your ticket to Bhubaneswar and go to Jagannath Puri. You still have time. You can go there and witness the Rath Yatra there. If you can't go there, then the local authorities there, they do a live broadcast on YouTube. So it starts in the morning. You can log in. India time, it starts at about 8 o'clock in the morning. There is no schedule in Jagannath Puri. You just keep you switch on the YouTube. So you wake up 8 o'clock India time, which is, some 4 o'clock or something in the morning here. But if you can't wake up that early, as soon as you wake up, you start the YouTube on, then you will see how it is being done. Believe me, you will enjoy the most, the way they do it. So, just put the YouTube on 27th of June, which is Friday. So Rath Yatra on 27th June in Jagannath Puri. On 28th June, we will be having a 4-hour kirtan in our temple. So we do every 3 months kirtan in the temple. So 28th of June, we'll be gathering in the temple at 4 o'clock. And 4 till 8 o'clock, we'll be having a kirtan. That day, there will be no class, nothing. Just come down, sit, close your eyes, and let the holy name enter into your ears, and let it come out from your mouth. So devotees will be just sitting down and having a very melodious kirtan. Devotees from all over the UK, they'll be coming on that day. So please do come. On 28th of June, we'll be having a 4-hour kirtan. And on 6th July, the week after, we'll be having a very wonderful sannyasi called Dayanand Swami. He's a local sannyasi, born and bred in Manchester, and he does beautiful kirtan. So he'll be visiting us on 6th of July, Sunday. So he'll be giving class, and most important thing, he'll be singing a nice kirtan, a dancing kirtan. So please mark this date, 6th of July. I know these dates are very difficult to remember. So the easiest way is that, please keep coming every Sunday. You will know what is happening next Sunday. So at least one Sunday, 1 week ahead, you will know what things are happening. Okay. So these are the festivities coming our way. Those who do not know, we are having program every Wednesday now. It is called Bhakti Sangha, where we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam stories. Devotees are very much appreciating it. So those who cannot come on Sunday, they are most welcome to come and join us on Wednesday. Even if you are coming on Sunday, you are still most welcome to join us on Wednesday. So Wednesday, we are having Bhakti Sangha program starting at 7:30 in the evening. Now, at the end, we'd like to thank all our cooks who did a fantastic job of cooking the fish today. I don't know how many cooks were there, 4, 5, 6. I think Jayati was there. Anybody else who helped in the cooking today? Yeah, Kavita Mataji. So we welcome all our cooks, and let's give a big round of applause to all our cooks. Haribo! And lastly, anybody who has come for the first time after a long time, we would like to welcome you in our temple. So if you do not mind, you can just stand up at your place so we can welcome you if you have come for the first time. We have 2 gentlemen here. Hare Krishna. Would you like to introduce yourself just briefly?
Hi, my name's Richard, and I'm a virgin to this kind of thing. Dragged up as a Catholic, I was. This is also Richard, by the way.
2 Richards.
2 Richards. How blessed are we to have 2 Richards here at the same time? What does it? Thank you very much. We're here because Nick here, basically, has invited us. And I believe if it weren't for Nick, this wouldn't even have happened. I don't know how many of you know that, but thank you. God bless.
Thank you very much. So please welcome 2 Richards by 3 times loudly chanting, Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. So I hope you like the program today. You're most welcome to join us every Sunday. We are open here. And any other program you'd like to join us, please, we are most welcome. So thank you very much for coming today. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So now we make our way upstairs for the prasadam. Please make your way upstairs for the prasadam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.